Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in the house. It's time to get it going. It's time to get this conversation going. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Secrets of the Mind of a Man, where we talk about how men think when it comes to dating, relationships, and love. And we got a great show here tonight for you guys. And so come on in the house. Let us know that you're here. We got the chat box is wide open. Chat box is open for everybody. So come on in. Let's get this conversation going. It's time to make it happen. All right. So you guys, welcome. I am KTJ, Kelvin Troy Johnson. I'm a dating relationship coach, helping successful people find each other and find love. Okay. You guys might know I'm the creator of Love Coach Atlanta, known as the Love Coach of Atlanta. And today I've got another great show to present to you. I've got some great fellas, some gentlemen that are coming through to talk about what makes a woman unforgettable. Come on in, y'all. Hey, Akemia, how are you? Thank you so much for coming through. Stephanie is in the building. She said, "What's up, KTJ? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, y'all?" Shonda's in the building. Hello, Shonda. My people have come through to show some love. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. I am amazing. Yes, ma'am. I am amazing. So let's get it popping here tonight. All right. So you guys, tonight we got the show. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our guest. Bring in the fellas. Fellas, come on in. Unmute your microphones. They are unmuted. Fellas, how y'all doing tonight?
How you doing, my brother?
All
Doing
right.
very well.
Good, man. What's going down?
Oh, we got a good show for them tonight. So let me just go around in order, and you guys tell them who you are, maybe what you do, and we're going to get this conversation going. Wardell, you go first.
Okay, my name is Wardell Richardson, actor, producer, director, writer. Just launched my film company, Rain Dance Films, in pre-production for my first written by myself TV series called Night. It's a lot of people looking forward to it. It's a dope project, and I'm the host of WCEG Wood, the Hollywood of the South radio show, where I interview the hottest in entertainment from film, TV, and music.
All right, very nice, very nice. We got Jay Wellsby, the author, is in the building. Jay, tell the people who you are and what you do. Give them the lowdown.
All right, good evening, everybody. My name is Jay Wellsby. I wrote the book Change. You Will Never Look at Cheating the Same Way Again. It's basically about a husband who can't stop cheating on his wife due to the fact he got a sex addiction. But over time, he tries to do better. So right now, I've sold over 4,000 copies. I got a 5-star rating on Amazon. And hopefully I can either make my book into a play or a movie.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. All right, so we're going to get it going here today. You guys, we got a good show. And so we're just going to just get right into it. And we're going
You got to introduce one more person.
I knew that. I was just testing you.
Oh, my bad.
He was on the roll, so I just let him run with it.
No, never let me roll. Never let me roll. My bad,
My
Marv.
bad, Kel.
What's up? What's up?
I'm paying attention.
Good
I
looking, my
appreciate
brother.
you.
Good looking, man. So what's up, everybody? Marvin Byers from up at PA, businessman, entrepreneur, real estate investor, real estate singer, songwriter, working on some music. So be looking for it in the near future. Thanks. Pleasure to be on the show.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so we're going to get into it. Let's talk about it, you guys.
Mhm.
What makes a woman unforgettable? We're going to get it going, and then we're going to split into a video a little bit later, and we together we're going to break down this video as to what our thoughts are on this topic from the video of what makes a woman unforgettable. All right. Wardell, you go first. Jump in on that. What makes a woman?
I knew you was gonna call me
Yes,
first, man. I
sir.
knew you was.
Talk to us, brother. Talk to us.
You know what? I think what makes a woman unforgettable to me is a woman that is different from what I have experienced. And when I say that, a lot of women nowadays feel like because they cute that they deserve to be flown out. They deserve to have shopping sprees, all kinds of stuff, just because they cute. And I run across that all the time. So for me, I like a woman that want to switch it up sometimes. I like a woman that say, "Hey, you know what? Let me take you out today. You know, on me. Whatever restaurant you want to go to or whatnot." Because I love to cater to my woman. I love to treat her good. I love to spoil her. But it feels good when a woman wants to reverse that narrative. You know, and want to treat you and want to spoil you too. So that type of woman in itself just changes the game for me, and I never forget her.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Brother Jay Wellsby, it's your shot. Talk to us now. Tell us what makes a woman unforgettable to you.
At this point in my life, it's all about how the woman treats you. I mean, I'm so used to doing everything, and I just get tired of it. Um, so if a woman can sit up there and say, "Let me text him good morning," that's a plus. 9 times out of 10, when I go out on a date, I'm gonna pay for the meal. I don't do Dutch, but just hear a woman call me and like, "Hey man, I'm gonna treat you out to lunch." I don't forget the small things like that. They are actually really big. When I'm dealing with somebody that's not always talking about me, 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 and she can think sometimes like, "Hey, I need to do this for my man," like a massage, just anything to take the relief off my body, because when you're an entrepreneur, it's like you hustle and bustle all day. So by the time you get home, man, you just need tender love and care just like they want. So that would make a woman unforgettable to me.
All right. Beautiful. All
Nice.
right. Brother Marvin.
I'm just, what makes a woman irresistible for me is one, a woman who's humble. I like a woman who's humble, who's confident. But definitely humble. Definitely one who's gentle and feminine. And I'm gonna really just be honest with you. I believe a woman that's irresistible is a one that honors a man. Um,
Mm,
we're living in a day in society where women just don't honor men. I don't know. Maybe you feel as though men haven't earned it, but it's just a thing now where manhood is not honored. And I just feel like we're in a society where men, they just want to um, I don't know, they just want to make men feminine, emasculate men.
demasculate.
Yeah,
Right.
and I think that's the
Yeah,
society we
right.
in, and it's I don't know, it's just made it very difficult to navigate. So that's just to me, a woman that's irresistible is a one who's humble. I don't care how much you make. It's all about your attitude, humble, gentle, and here's the number one thing as well: one that's not selfish, um, who's giving, who's tender, who's sharing, who's caring, and one that's not selfish. I just see. I don't know. I just in this day that we're in now, it just seems as though I don't know. Maybe it's because of what they've experienced. Just seems like a lot of ladies are kind of selfish. So that's what I would like.
Okay.
Hmm.
Nice. Nice. Hey, you guys. So we got the caller. We got the call in number today. Bringing in the call in number. So if you want to call into the show, there's the number right there on the screen: 712-451-1223. Let me just put the access number on there, and just so you guys can come on call in 909-796. Yeah, 796. All right. This is the access number. Just want to make sure y'all can get in on this access. All right. Yeah, y'all. We doing it tonight, y'all.
Yes, sir.
So all right, so look, fellas. Now that was real nice, right? Now tell me, what do you find forgettable? Like in your mind, when you think of somebody that like just think of somebody right now who was in your life and she was pretty forgettable. What was it about her that made her forgettable? Wardell.
Man, it's always the it's the attitude for me. The attitude is everything, man. These some of these women out here off the chain, man. I can tell you, like, a lot of women say that, men cheat, men do this, men do that, men lie. I hear that all the time. But I cannot count how many married women try to talk to me on the constant. And they don't care. They literally do not care. They'll sit there and they'll hit me up and they'll be like, hey, I would love for us to get together, go out. And, they're very forward and everything. And then I'm sitting there looking on their page while they talking to me on the phone, and they just had their 22nd wedding anniversary or their 21st wedding anniversary. I'm just like, what the? Are you married? Yes. And I'm not leaving my husband. And they make it very clear I'm not leaving my husband, but I want a boyfriend. I want somebody I can talk to outside of my marriage. And I just be so dumbfounded because when I hear women say that about men all the time, and that's why I tell women, for every man you say do this to you, I can name a woman who can do the same thing. Like literally. And they just straightforward with it. They don't even care. I had one woman tell me straight up. She said, I'm not leaving my husband. And I said, so why do you want to talk to me? She said, because I just broke up with my other boyfriend. I said, what? She said, yeah, he wanted me to leave my husband. He wanted me to leave my husband. And I wasn't leaving my husband because he was ready to leave his wife. I said, whoa, wait a minute. What? So both of y'all just cheating on your significant? I said, man, I started documenting everything she was saying because I'm writing a movie about this. This is unbelievable.
He said everything is content. Love it.
Man, it's content to me. It's funny. It's the craziest thing.
All right, good. Jay Wellsby, talk to us, bro. And you know what? Why don't we just make this more just conversational, man? Y'all ain't gotta wait for me to call you, man. Let's just make it conversational, bro.
Hold on, real quick. Something that happened with my audio. Somebody called me and they done threw me off. Hold on, real quick.
Okay.
Why are you doing that?
I'm gonna come right back.
I'll jump in. I'll
be right back.
We'll keep it flowing.
Go ahead, Marvin.
Okay, I'll be right back.
So what would you say? So what makes one forgettable, huh?
Yeah, forgettable. Like you can just say this one right here. Man. She came and gone, and I ain't even noticed.
Well, definitely gonna be with. I'm gonna have to agree with my brother, man, Rodell, with that attitude, bro.
Yeah,
attitude
man.
and
nonchalant and just don't care.
And selfishness, man. I'm just just selfishness. It's all about what can you do for me? I'm not here to support you. I'm not here to be a helpmeet to you. Right. I want you to be my helpmeet. It's almost like the roles have changed, man. It's almost like women are dudes and dudes have become women. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. We old school brothers, we go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
no,
bro.
Go ahead. I want you to finish because I have a comment.
I'm just saying, though.
I agree with that.
I just don't know what has happened in society, man. It's like the brothers they're not men and the women are dudes. So I just, like I said, there's some, man, just the attitude and the definitely immaturity. I'm gonna call it on that as well, because I do find that a lot of women aren't mature as they say they are. You may be book smart or knowledgeable. You may, make some good money, have a good career, but just aren't mature. because I'm gonna be honest with you, if you want to be in a relationship, you have to be mature. You have to be mature to compromise. You have to be, you can't be selfish.
Yeah.
So a lot of selfishness and a lot of the attitude, when it's all said and done, stems from immaturity. So there's some few that I said, man, this just immaturity. We're gonna have to just move you alone.
Yeah. Hey, y'all, my man KT just joined us. Kel, what's going on, good brother?
I'm good, man. How are y'all?
What's up, my brother?
Yeah, man. KT was he was my drummer when we was gigging together, and he's got a budding DJ. He's got the DJ voice, and he's building that. So what else you got going on, KT?
Oh man, still trying to get the music thing going. Playing the keys and all that good stuff. Also, man, I think the biggest thing I got going on is the videography. Putting stuff together, man. That's real big for me right now. And a lot of people want to work with me, man. That's something that I enjoy doing.
That's what's up. He was my photographer. Some of the pictures that y'all see see me around in, he took them.
All right, got you hooking you up. Huh?
I want to say almost like the majority of the pictures.
It was last year, man. I've gotten so much better since then, man.
Is that right? All right. We got to see what's popping.
It's a big upgrade, most definitely.
Nice. Talk to us about this topic tonight. We talking about at this point we talking about what makes a woman forgettable. like you almost forgot that you even knew her. It was like, oh yeah, her. What was it about her that is made you just like forgettable?
For me personally, a woman that she had too much baggage. She got this going on, got that going on, trying to hide some things, and that kind of thing, man. It did something to me, and I knew I had to put her in the back of my mind real quick and end that relationship.
Yeah,
a woman that just has like too much going on, that that's I can't deal with.
Yeah, got you. Hey, my man Josh on the Facebook side, he said, I'm thinking about some women that have left an impression on me, and what makes them unforgettable were moments we shared together. Definitely the women that tick the boxes on what I'm looking for and had more things in common, an easygoing attitude. Attitude seems to be a running theme between, for the fellows who talk about what they found unforgettable in a woman. So whoever's taking notes, y'all take notes good tonight. If there's some ladies who are taking notes, interested in getting to know.
Also, don't forget, I'm gonna just keep it 100. If they ain't putting it down right in the bedroom, it's a wrap. Easy forget.
Look, we ain't gonna tiptoe around it. we can't tiptoe around it, right? Tell the truth.
Easy forget, bro. Like, you might as well just go ahead, man. Like, it's it all depends though. When I because I was married before, and when we went to premarital counseling, the counselor said, if you are a 4 in the bedroom and your mate is a 10, that relationship not gonna last. And she said, because people don't understand how important it is.
Well, see, but that falls back to that selfish thing, though, bro. Because see, you could, let's say one's a 10 and one's a 4. It's like, well, why aren't you trying to please your other? You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of it stems from just. I don't want to cut you off. I just want to agree with you. A lot of it just stems from just that maturity level.
Yeah, some girls think just because they pretty, they can just get. Hey, you getting it, so hey, you should be good. You touching my body, so you should be happy. Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not enough.
Still forgettable.
Still forgettable.
Because I think the ladies got to understand. Listen, I'm gonna be real. In most of the cities, especially Atlanta, it's 12-1. So
man, it's more than that, bro. It's more than that, bro.
It's crazy. So
look, by the time you factor in the guys who don't want women,
Yeah,
You
I
know,
forgot. We talked. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's getting closer to like 20 plus to one. I mean,
So here's what they got to understand. Some ladies have to understand. At the end of the day, I was telling my one young lady, I was having a conversation with her, and I won't say her, but I said, at the end of the day, there's a lot of women that got butts, and I'm just gonna be real, got bodies, and it's not about that. And that's what you're gonna have to understand. It's not about your body. It's not about your looks. It's about what substance do you bring, especially when there's so much
Right.
variety out here. So if
That's
you a
it.
high value man, if you're a man that
That's it.
if you're a man that is accomplished, you could pretty much have what you want. So it's almost like the competition it's harder for them than it would be for us.
fact.
You
Look. I had a couple of new clients, new female clients, and one of the things I talked to them about is just recently I've been having kind of the same conversation, and I said, what do everybody says, why should he buy the cow when the milk is for free?
Yeah.
But look, I say, well, look, what do you do when all the milk is free? Like he don't have to buy no cow. Why does he choose you when he has all the milk for free? And one of the things I'm talking about is captivation.
Yeah.
Right? What
Yeah.
makes to me, what makes a woman unforgettable is how she's able to captivate the mind and the heart of a man.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, a short skirt don't do it.
No.
Yeah, she come through the door and she gets your attention,
No.
but after she talks, then what? like it's not enough, right? But being able to understand what the man is about, what he's interested in, and be able to tap into that is what makes the difference.
And you hitting it right on you hitting it, my brother. One thing I would love to just let the women know, you got to get to a point where you value men. A man, in the end of the day, wants to be valued.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I mean, come on, fellas, let's think about it. I mean, you want to be valued, you want to be honored, and especially when you're a man that's accomplished, and you are not, if you set you're a producer. If you're a producer, I'm not talking about, because it's just when you talk about this, a lot of times they go to the extreme. What a man out here cheating, or they ain't no good. We're not talking about those men. Because at the end of the day, you don't have to be bothered with them. But there is a lot of good brothers out here.
There's a lot of good brothers.
A lot of good brothers who have actually married women, who are dated women, and they misused the brothers. They didn't value that brother.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's getting tough out here for the sisters. And I'm a type of man. I love my sisters. I'm rooting for them.
Yeah. Let me tell you what. Hey, let me tell you what Ash Nicole Lee said. She said, when we're talking about attitudes, she said attitudes can also stem from broken hearts and disappointment.
Yeah.
Maybe KT, what you know about that?
But
right
every
there?
guy,
or go ahead, Wardell.
Man.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, every guy don't have to take the heat for that. Every guy don't have to take the heat for that heartbreak. Every guy is not the same, and it's like when a woman get hurt and they go through something and they meet the next guy, and the next guy do something that's even remotely similar to what the other guy did, and they feel like he's gonna do the same thing, and it's not that. You have to take the time. First of all, if you went through a heartbreak and it really hurt you, you need to take some time to heal from that before you even move on. Just heal from it. Build your self-esteem back up if you tore it down or whatever, and then move on to the next guy. Because the next guy, you can miss out on a great guy because you're in pain from the last guy. And I say this to several women, when you allow that last guy to make you turn into this other person, he still has control over you. He still has some kind of control over you. And so the next guy got to deal with whatever this other guy is dealing with, and he didn't do anything to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have, that's the thing that kind of gets me with a lot of women. I understand women are emotional And women, they're a lot more emotional than men are. So if you know that, then take the time to heal from whatever hurt or pain you done went through before you move on.
Yeah,
That's all I got to say about
look,
that.
I was just going to say that. It sometimes like that question right there comes down to healing.
Healing, yeah.
Right? Like you can't. Sometimes you
Yep.
can't go any further if you're not healed.
Yeah.
Like you just can't move off of that because I hate to use the term that everybody uses, but they say if you if you don't get healed and you're wounded out here, you'll bleed all over everybody you touch.
Yeah.
And it's totally true. So
Yeah,
healing
because
is definitely there.
I do believe a lot of people launch out and they haven't taken the time to necessarily heal, and also during that process to just take a self check and say, okay, how did I, because when it's all said and done, we pick the people who we with.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Hey,
We
hey,
do.
fellas,
Right.
look,
We do.
check it out. My girl, Dr. Brandy Davis, and she had a question. Her
Mhm.
question is, who's single? She
Oh.
look. While she tried to
said,
try to
"Listen."
figure stuff out right here. She said, "Who's single?" She just look, and I know her. She's a deep thinker. She pushed all that deep thinking to the side and just want to ask the question she want to know.
Well, I'm off the market. I was single for over 2 years, but I'm off the market now. I found me a good one that was irresistible. But one of the things that attracted me to her was, she, uh, educated woman, a good woman, but she didn't. I liked her because she didn't need me, but yet she needed me
Yeah,
and she valued me, and that's the end. That's what it's all boils down to it in the end. And you know, she, 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 she she was good with, listen, I will value you, and that's what you haven't had. And I said, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Let's talk. So
nice,
that's where I'm at, man.
nice. Wardell, what's up? The
Single
ladies
as
want
a
to know.
bird, man.
The ladies want to know
Single as
what's
a
up.
bird, man.
Hard out
I
here for a
am
player.
single. I'm single right now. Yeah,
Single.
I'm single, man. Right
Ladies,
now.
he said single. You heard
I
that,
want a
Dr. Brandy?
wife. 100%.
See,
He
I'm
said
listen.
he
ready
want
for
a
my wife,
wife.
my
No, let's
queen.
keep that real. A lot
No
of brothers,
doubt.
listen. I tell women this. A lot of men wanna be married, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Want a wife, but here's what the ladies got to understand. You can control when we're gonna have sex. You
Mm-hmm.
can control when we're gonna have a baby. But
Yeah,
that man, when it's all said and done, is be the one to determine the next level we going to, and if we're gonna get married. And
absolutely.
that's something that the ladies gotta understand.
Yes,
It's not
yes,
up
sir.
to you to
Right.
determine when we're gonna get. It's up to that man,
Yeah.
and that's never gonna change. So
KT,
listen
jump
to
in
that,
here.
man.
Jump in
And
here.
10 to nothing. And
Huh?
10 to nothing is not going to be the woman who went down to Miami and got her body fixed up. 10 to
That's it.
1, it won't be
That's
that
right.
woman.
It won't be that one.
Y'all swinging
I'm
hard
telling
tonight.
you.
I'm just saying, think about it.
I'm
Most of the
telling you.
wives you see, they ain't no nines and tens. I had to tell that to my sons as I was coming up. I said, I want you to just take a survey and look at a lot of the wives you see in those, the minivans and stuff. They ain't nines and tens.
Fact.
They're not nines and tens.
Fact.
Yeah.
They like fours and fives sometimes.
Listen, they've been married for
Yeah.
years.
Been married for years. They know how to keep it together, but they know something. Yes.
Go ahead, KT. We've been talking too much, brother. Go ahead.
Oh man, I'm sitting here listening, man. The young cat just sitting here listening, man. Honestly, man, it's different for me, man, because I've been married for 7 years, and about 2 months ago, man, me and my wife decided to just like separate,
Mm,
and it was like I think that was like the toughest decision I made in my life because I'm just not walking out on her, but on my kids as well, and it's difficult. I thought this was something that I really wanted, but I didn't know with me wanting the separation or divorce, I didn't know that it would come with so much pain. You
So
know,
why'd you do it, bro? Let me ask you if you don't mind getting personal.
Yeah. And then we gonna get back to the topic because
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, let's just keep it 100. It's
go ahead,
crazy out
go
here,
ahead.
Doc.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
got it, bro. We gonna
it's
talk
crazy out here.
real,
But go
then we
ahead,
gonna
bro.
get
I
back
mean,
to
I know this ain't the topic, but
go ahead.
talk to me.
it's not. But like I said, it was a very difficult decision, and I think it was the disrespect that played a big part in it. You know,
See?
I couldn't take too much disrespect towards me and my family.
Hmm.
Well, you know, it's like as far as my mom, like you know, she was very disrespectful to me, man. And
Hmm.
I think the last time was the last time.
So she didn't honor
Mm.
you, you didn't feel valued or honored. Is that what you're saying?
Not at all. Not at
Mm.
all. And it's crazy because you know now that I have been single, not that I've been dating or anything, but a couple of women that I do talk to or whatever as friends or whatever, they starting to they trying to figure out okay what it is that she doesn't see that they see in me.
Mm.
You know, and I mean the story can
Mm.
go it can go on forever, man. But you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And honestly, now that we're separated, it's almost like we're in a better place. We can talk to each other, like you know, like we're actually happier or whatever, man. And that's just where we are. Will we
Hmm.
get back together? It's in the air. It's tough.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, I want to do it for the right reason. I don't want to just
Hmm.
do it because, you know, before the kids, or whatever. I want to do it um, because we actually love each other, and I think that played a big part in it as well. So,
I always tell people this, man, love ain't got nothing to do with it, or love
yeah,
ain't enough.
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Love's not enough.
Right.
yeah,
You
yeah.
want to be in a relationship,
Right.
you're gonna have to love ain't enough, folks. At the end,
I always say I want to be.
you got to work at this thing. Go
I
ahead,
always
Doc.
Yeah.
say I want to be liked more than
Come on,
love.
come on.
I always say I
Mm.
want to be liked more than love
And even more
because
so than that, you want to be respected more than
Yes.
you want to be
right,
liked.
Facts.
right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
one of my daughter, she's 4, and one of the things she said to me once was, you know, she was just sitting on my lap, and I was just sitting there taking and playing with her, and she just said, "I like you, Daddy," you know, and that meant so much to me because when a person like you know, that means they just like being around you, they like your company, they like just your presence, you know, and everything. And
Hmm.
when two people like each other, you know, you can be in the same room. You could drive down the highway in the car, don't say a word, and just be happy to be sitting next to this person.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
and
Fact.
you can love somebody, but not really like them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You can
Mm.
love them. You know what I'm saying? Just like my man on here, I'm sure he loved his wife,
Yeah.
but he just don't really like her right now. You know what I'm saying? Like her ways or like how she moves. Am I right though? You know.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
So you know, with that being, yeah. So love is one thing, you know. But when you have the like and the love together, that's what you're striving for. You know
Well
what I'm
said.
saying? To get
Well
that
said.
together. Because
Well said.
when you get the love with the like, now you have passion and
Mm.
you have compassion and you have true feelings for the person you with, and everything you do is based around them, and everything they do is based around you, and that's when that whole thing really comes together. So for me, you know, start off liking me, you know, you know what I mean, um, and let's grow from there.
Hey, fellas. So, my girl Brandy, she popped in. She want to start a fire in here.
Okay.
She said every man is different.
Yeah.
What makes these guys worthy to give advice?
Well,
with
what?
with an
Mm.
LOL on the back. And so you know, I'll throw it out. I'll say because they're men.
That's you see what I'm saying? It's interesting
Right.
just how I catch myself. I tell ladies, why do we feel as though we have to debate with you on what it is to be a man?
And it's the type
I'm not going to debate with you what it is to
Look,
be a woman because I'm not a woman. I'm going to come to you humbly and
right,
say, what does it take to be, you know, and that's the key. That, you know, that mentality
right.
right there, it's not humble.
Because if
And
yep.
go ahead, brother.
hmm Now, I'm just saying, because if I was listening to a show and it was all women on here, I'm gonna listen to it because it's
I'm
all
going to
women on
listen.
here. If I want to know
exactly.
more about women, You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So for her to ask that question, I'm like, what? Do
See,
you want to
And
know
that's the
more about
problem
men
right
or
there,
no?
man. That's
that's it. Hey, you guys, let's check out this video. I want to hear
all right.
hear your thoughts on this clip that I got going on, and we'll get back into the conversation. Behind the
7
side.
traits of an unforgettable woman. One thing that makes love so sweet and beautiful are the precious memories you share with that person that's special in your life. The memory of a woman remains.
Oh, hold on. I got it going too fast.
Things that made them work. Now let's see some traits that can make any woman unforgettable.
Yeah, that's flying right there.
Yeah, that's how I listen to my videos.
It's a trait of a woman who
I
lives
don't fast forward.
not having to live her life conditioned by her partner's standard, or family, or society. This woman has known herself to an extent. She knows what she wants out of life and goes for it. She works hard toward achieving her dreams. This woman does not burden people by pushing off her responsibilities on them. She's a great helper. 2. Self-respect.
Hold on, we're going to stop right there. What do you guys think about an independent woman? Talk to me.
Oh, I love it. It's just a limit to it. You know, some women so independent that they don't feel like they need a man. You know what I mean? And that they can do everything, you know, and if they have a man, they want him for whatever reason they want him for. But, you know, I think there's a difference between a woman that's independent and a woman that, you know, knows who she is as an independent person. You know, because being independent don't mean that, you know, like you, because you make more money than I do, you're the man now. You like the man now. You know what I'm saying? Some women feel that way. So to me, independence is something where if something happened to me and we together, can you hold me down? You know what I'm saying? Can you ride with me? Can you be there for me emotionally? Can you be there for me? Like, that's true independence to me, because a woman like that, I'm going to trust her. I'm going to trust she going to have my back if I was to fall, if anything was to happen. She got me 100 grand. That's true support. So I look for that type of independence in a woman.
All right. What you
think?
think?
I think it. Well, I used to when I was younger, you know, because my mom was an independent woman. But now that I look at it and I'm older and more seasoned, I think it's destroyed women. I think it's hindered and hurt women. I think it's made women more masculine, and I think it's removed the gentleness from women. Nothing wrong with being independent. Nothing wrong with, but with that, you know, the Bible always teaches that knowledge puffets up. I just find there's no humility. I'm not gonna say no. I gotta watch what I say. There's less humility. And unfortunately, especially in our community, the Black community, independence. I've always heard women say, you know, I don't need no man. I could do it all by myself. And unfortunately, they end up alone. And I think it's a shame. I'm gonna be honest with you. God created us. He didn't create us to want to be independent. So if you want to be married, you can't have that mindset that I want to be independent.
All right. KT, what's your thought? Independent women. What do you think about an independent woman?
I think it's a good and a bad thing. I think it's pretty good for a woman to be independent, do her not say to do her own thing, but to bring in her own find her own self or what have you. And I can agree with women being independent. Like my man said, it can make them a little too masculine, a little too controlling. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing.
Right. Yeah. You know, I'll be honest, man. I'm going to tell my daughter to be as independent as she can be until it's time to be interdependent.
There you go.
Okay. Because I need for her to have the assurance that she can do anything. Because her daddy's been telling her this her whole life.
I'm with that.
Her daddy's been telling her that she's going to be a great success one day. Now, since she was a little tiny thing, now she's 16,
Mm-hmm.
and I want her to continue thinking that she's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a great success one day,
Yep.
right? And she doesn't need a man to make her a success. She's
That's
going
right.
to be a success. So then she's going to come together,
Mm-hmm.
hoping that she, if hopefully if she listen to her daddy, she let daddy help you fix you up good, right? You come together with somebody that you can work with, that you can be interdependent,
Yeah.
meaning you guys need each other,
See, but that's the issue though,
and
because
you're growing up
sometimes
together.
you could be so independent that you've been brainwashed, or I shouldn't say brainwashed, that you've just been so locked in and focused on being independent that it can make it difficult to be interdependent.
Mhm.
So that's where the problem lies in. Because I've always told I've met women, and I'd say at the end of the day, I think you should stay single. Uh, if you want to keep that mindset, by all means, I remember my mom said, I don't need no man to tell me what to do. She's old school, grew up with that. I get it. And I respected that. And she stayed by herself. She
Mhm.
wasn't selfish enough to get with a man when she knew that she made her own money, did her own thing. She didn't want no one to tell her what to do. She was woman enough to say, I'm going to stay by myself. I respect that. But I mean, so if that's the mindset you want to have, I think you should stay single. But if you want to be in a relationship, you can be independent, but you have to realize that if I'm going to be in a relationship, I'm going to have to be interdependent. I'm going to have to be willing to compromise. I'm not going to always be able to control everything. I don't want to have to also get with a man that I think I'm going to want to
Right.
fix or
Mhm.
change. Doesn't work that way. Here's another thing too, and I'm going to be quiet. I think we as black folks, that's what hurt us. If you look at
Mhm.
other cultures, especially my Caucasian people, they get together for different reasons.
Mhm.
We as black folk, we in love, and we end up losing, right? And then we end up getting divorces, and it's continuing to financially destroy the black families. I think I'm the person now. I'm seasoned now. I've been married before. I look at it different. I'm looking at this thing as a partnership,
Mhm. Well
right?
said.
How we listen. How
Oh, that's what I was
'cause
gonna say.
yeah, man. Because listen, you know, you could be independent. How can we bring your independence and my interdependence, or my entrepreneurship? How can we come together and partner and create something where we know that we're going to need each other, and we're going to be willing to fight to stay together to keep what we're building and to build it into something? So I look at relationships a lot different now because I got a lot to lose now than I did when I was in my 20s and my 30s. Does that make sense to anyone?
Yeah,
I'm not looking at a woman just
yes.
for her body and just
Hmm.
no. At the end of the day, what's your goals? What are we looking to do? Can our visions mesh together?
Yes.
Can
Yes.
can are
Yes.
we going in the same directions? Do we have this? Because it's okay to be have your thing going, but can we work together, and can we walk down the same path together and build something? Because
Right. Right.
especially with 75-80% of women uh, uh, um, causing divorces, breaking up, leaving their families. Listen, fellas, you got to make some wise choices out here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's push on with
Mm-hmm.
this video, and because I want to get these. It's seven of them, 7 points they got
All
here.
right, we'll move quick.
So let's keep it pushing here. Right.
Fact. She has a big dose of self-worth. She doesn't undermine herself to please her partner. She loves to respect and desires his love, but that doesn't mean she gets her self-worth from him. This woman has built herself so strong that she knows her true worth comes from within, not something that anybody else can give.
Finally, a revolutionary breakthrough. The most talked about
Okay, that's
weight
not
loss
it.
product is
Look, they always try to sneak them commercials in on you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but let's talk about that, fellas.
I love it.
Self-respect.
I love it. I love it.
What,
I mean,
what's your thoughts on that?
I
Self-respect.
love a woman who respects herself. You know, because at the end of the day, that's what we want. Men, if you're a man and you're a man of value, and you have a man of substance, you're a man of beliefs and special spiritual beliefs. You want a woman with class and with dignity, and who have self-respect for herself. You don't want one who's hanging all out, half naked, don't respect herself, twerking and doing all that. I don't want that. So if you look, I mean, If
Yeah,
you're
I
looking to
don't
be
want that
married,
either.
yeah. If you look at, I mean, if how many of them are married at the end of the day? So if you're looking for a man, he wants a lady,
Yeah.
right? He wants a
Facts.
lady with class. He wants a lady so that this is my queen. This she's women gotta understand too. Men they like to have a queen that they can represent them, and just like they like a good man that can represent
Right.
this is my man. This is my king. We want the same thing,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. That self-respect is big,
Right.
man. Because it shows through everything.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, I was in a session today with a lady, and I was telling her, um, I asked her a question. I said, "Did you go get gas yesterday?"
Hmm.
She said, I was getting ready. I was supposed to get gas yesterday, but I was like, I'll get it tomorrow. And I didn't get gas. I said, really? So you just did it. You just didn't go. Okay. I said, if you were going to Disney World,
Hmm.
how would you think about Disney World? She said, I would plan it. I would plan it out to the T. I would go here. I would go there. I would go do this, do that, the other thing. I told her, I said, you know what? You need to be Disney World. If you want to have the man that you desire, you need to be Disney World. I said, what you have been up to this point is the gas station. So the man that you've been playing around with said, "Oh, I'll get to her
Oh
later.
man.
I'll see her. Yeah, she's nothing to be bothered with, right? But y'all know, people save up to go to Disney World
That's right.
all year long. Look, old people go to Disney World with no kids."
Yeah.
And then she told me, she said, I know somebody who had their honeymoon at
Mm.
Disney World, at Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Why? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's special.
Mm.
Why? Because it's captivating.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's an experience that you'll never forget.
Yeah.
And you need to be that experience that a man never forgets.
That's right.
Right.
That's what that
Mm-hmm.
is. What's your
Especially
thoughts?
Yeah.
especially 14-1.
She don't live here. She don't live here.
Oh, sure.
No, she don't live here. But yeah,
Oh man.
so what's your thoughts, man? So I really believe that, man. And that comes with that self-respect, right? When you believe that you are the attraction,
Yeah.
when you believe that you are the thing that's worth saving up for, the man's got to
Mhm.
climb up high for. And I told
Yeah.
her, I said, look, wars have been started for the love of a woman,
Yeah.
right? A
Yep.
man will climb a wall. Men have climbed walls, swam seas, right? All just for the love of a woman.
Love you,
For
baby.
Man,
look,
that's what
half the time for the possibility. Sometimes it wasn't even for the. It was for the possibility, just to be a runner-up. He would do all those things. So what can happen for your life? You gonna say something, bro?
I was just gonna say, women need to realize how powerful they are.
Talk that
You
talk.
know,
Talk
women
that talk.
are very powerful people, and if they understood exactly how powerful they were, they would understood that it for us as men, it don't take much to get our attention. It don't
That's
take
right.
much to get us to want to date you, take you out, be your man, and all that. All we ask is that you respect us. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All we ask is that you honor us as men.
Yeah.
You know, and that honestly isn't asking a whole lot.
No.
To be perfectly honest with you, it's not asking a whole lot. And
Mm.
understand that men, people talk about love languages.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that men have love languages as well.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I think women focus more on their love language than what the love language is of a man.
Mm.
Mine is, quality time and words of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if I'm going to be with somebody, I want to spend time with them.
Right.
You know, and, you know, I don't care if I do something nice for you, I'm not saying you need to jump over the moon and say and do something crazy, but hey, a simple thank you, for thinking of me or whatever carries you a long way.
Nice.
So just
Fact.
it's just about the honorable part of knowing who your man is, what he likes and what he don't like, as well as the man needs to understand that about his woman. Look
Yeah,
at the little things, you know.
Facts. Facts.
facts,
Facts. Facts.
definitely.
All right, let's look like Jay Wellsby's back. He
Yeah,
back with us.
man. Man, I had some
Man,
technical difficulties.
I thought you
Understand.
was on vacation, brother.
Nah, man.
It's
I've
all
been trying to
good.
figure out how to get this thing back operating.
That's all
But I've
right.
been
We
listening to the conversation. It's been really good.
good stuff. Good stuff. Well, let's get back into the video, and we're breaking down the video. My man gonna talk about grace now. Let's hear it.
Hmm.
Uh, where's that by? Oh, hold on. Let
Love
me.
others.
Here we go.
She doesn't necessarily have to be royalty, but she acts like one. The way she talks, walks. Each little gesture is made with so much distinctiveness. 4. Passion. You know a woman that
All
stands
right.
out.
Look, grace. How important is grace in our look? Look. I could say in our society today, fellas. Like we deal with. There's all kind of women out here. So like, what? How important is grace to you? Anybody could chime in.
Well, I haven't talked
Mm,
in a while, so I'll just say something real quick. Grace is everything, man.
yeah,
That's what
man.
separates one woman from the next. Um, I find a woman that has grace and elegance more appealing than somebody that just walks around like the world owed them something. So I feel like grace is very attractive.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, man. The way a woman carries herself means a whole lot. How she moves, how she represents herself when she step out. I'm in the entertainment industry, so that's something I look for majorly because when we go to events or anything, and we have to dress up, and I like to know my woman. She has that grace that she can, you know, she can just make her whole room stop and be like, yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but because women recognize other women who holding it down.
Yeah,
You
Mm,
know, I see that all the time. Women go to another. I just want to tell you, you just light up a room when you walk in. I've seen women say stuff like that to other women.
hmm
And that woman is a woman with grace. Like it's all in her movement, her attitude, and how she carries herself.
Yeah.
100%.
I tell you what, the woman with grace is one that would be desired.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's a fact. One of the things the conversations I have is I like to ask a guy.
Hmm.
And Marvin, I'm gonna ask you before we get off of here.
Yes, sir.
I like to ask a guy, why did you choose her? Of all the women, of all the possibilities that you had laid before you, why did you say yes to this woman? And generally, when I ask that question, the answer comes back, there was something special about her.
Hmm.
There was something unique about her.
Hmm.
There's something about her that stood out to me beyond all the other women, right?
Hmm.
And I could tell you this thing right here
It's one of the main
is
ones.
one of them. It's one of those things because when
Mm,
you live in a land
yeah.
of where ratchetness gets
Jeez.
all the attention,
Mm.
right? Street fights get the attention. All that
Right.
stuff gets the attention. Real, sincere, serious men want a serious woman
That's right.
who is the opposite of that,
Absolutely.
and that's grace.
That's grace. Yes,
Grace.
that's
So
grace. And really, grace comes with maturity.
with maturity.
I find that
Right.
a lot of women that have grace are very mature women. I mean, they're confident, they're independent, but they're humbled. But when it's all said and done, they're mature. And I think that's what it all boils down to, man. Is
Yeah, man.
maturity.
Yes, it is. Let's move on, fellas. Let me
Yeah.
keep this this operation popping.
Yes, sir.
Oh, here we go.
Out from the crowd by
Passion.
seeing how passionate she is about the things she loves. She will pour out her heart into anything she does and make sure it flourishes. Because of this, she always does things with a difference. 5. Super supportive.
All right, let's talk about it. Passionate.
Ah,
Oh,
How
man.
important
That's
is
everything to me.
a passionate woman to you? She's passionate, not just
Man.
just Bordell, not just in the bedroom, right? But in life, her life.
No, not
How,
just
how
in
much
the-
is it?
yeah.
How much is passion?
Yeah, man. Like,
important to you guys.
passion is
man,
very
that's so
important.
major because,
Go
yeah, man, for
Go
real.
ahead, Wardell. You were gonna say.
If a woman's passionate for you, man, like she has just passion for it. Whatever, if they just say, you running a company and she's passionate about you achieving your goals and building that company, she's gonna be there for you, ride or die. You know, I had like, for instance, I'm starting my film company, and a woman knows this. So if she just came up to me and be like, "Look, what do you need from me? I really want you to do this. I really want this to happen for you." Because it's a passion for her to see me happy. It's a passion for her to see me achieve my goals. My goals become her goals. You see what I'm saying? That's a serious amount of passion that you have for a person, to just completely give in to them,
Yeah.
and let them know constantly, you know, I'm here for you. I'm ride or die. I'm 100% on your side. You don't even have to worry about that. Her when she walk out the door. She come back home. She can walk out with all this grace. Men are gonna try to talk to her, but she has so much passion for you. You know, no one will even touch her because she has that much grace and passion for herself.
Mm.
That when she come back to you, you just know everything is cool. You know, so I think that's the passion mixed with grace. Those are two very important components that a woman carries that'll make any man fall for them.
Yeah.
I love passion as well, and I like how it came after grace, because when it's all said and done, you want a woman that's mature, that's gonna have passion not only for you as her man, but as a king, but as for that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She's gonna have passion. You don't want a woman who has passion for herself. You don't want a woman that's selfish. She's gonna have passion for what she want to do, and she's gonna want to just use you to help her to fulfill her passion. But you want a woman who has the grace and and has passion to want to make that relationship succeed at all costs.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want to marry. You want to be with a woman who has, no matter what, it's you and I against the world. She's passionate about it. Nothing's gonna come in and tear that apart. And if you can find a woman that, like they say, that'll ride and die with you, you listen. You better let that one go,
Yes,
because
sir.
there's
Yeah.
the opposite of that is,
Yeah.
I got passion, but I want you to come and help me to fulfill my passion. We don't want to be bothered with that.
Right.
Come be honest with you.
Mhm.
I remember I was younger. I made a comment to her. We can't live in the bedroom. We can't.
Mm.
We can't live our life and our relationship in the bedroom. So when it's all said and done, ladies got to understand, we're not talking about a no good dude. We're talking about a man that's of high value, that's accomplishing that's a producer. He wants a woman that's gonna have passion, have grace, and have passion to help the team succeed. That's what a man's looking for.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Let's push on this video here.
hmm
Let's see if we can get some more juice out of this here. All right, we're going on to super supportive. Y'all know I definitely want to hear your perspectives on this. Super supportive. How important is it to be super supportive? All right, let me get it going.
She is very reliable, can be a shoulder, and can hold your hands when the stakes are down. Trust her to be understanding, even when the things you do are crazy. She may not always accept them, but will know that they are unique to you and respect it. And also, she isn't judgmental or suspicious. She gives trust, the best cheerleader in your team. Will encourage you, even in challenges, spur you to keep on pushing at your dreams. 6.
All right. What y'all think about that? Super
And that goes into what we were just saying.
Well,
Absolutely.
I tell you, and I love my sisters,
Man,
but
who you
they
telling,
hurting
bro?
in that area. You know, I got a lot of my homeboys, a lot of my brothers. You know, even my biological brother. They're married to Caucasian women, and they've mastered this.
Hmm.
Caucasian women have mastered being supportive, being passionate,
Shit.
right, and having grace. And man, I just that's just something that's missing with my sisters. And I'm just gonna keep hanging with them and just have confidence that they're gonna get it, you know. And I just gotta be real. I got a lot of friends who are they're my brother, he's been with his wife going on 20 years, man. And they've accomplished a lot, paid for master's degrees, just paid for it. I mean, just everything he wants, she's right there, super supportive, and no issues. It's like, man, that's every man's dream.
Fact. Fact.
Mm.
Super supportive. One of the things I talk about with super supportive is just having that person. I shot a video a little while ago, and you guys, and incidentally, you guys who are talking, we got way more comments on Facebook. We got like 100. We got like 120 comments on Facebook. So they really chiming in on this. If you guys want to get it on the screen, you got to come to YouTube. You got to drop your comment in the YouTube screen to get it over here on the screen. But I talk about in one of the videos. I talked about a man having the. Y'all ever seen the sharpshooters?
Yeah.
The guy's on the ground
Mm-hmm.
with the gun. He's looking through the hole, but he's got the other partner over the shoulder.
Yeah.
With the binoculars,
Mm-hmm.
saying 10 places to the left, right, go left, take the shot, right. Now he's got his little, Marvin, you got to tell me what the real name for the y'all got to tell me what the name for this stuff is.
For the scope,
the scope. He's got the scope, right, and he can see what's there.
Yeah.
But the person standing over his shoulder has a different vantage point.
Yeah.
And he becomes twice as effective.
Nice.
In hitting his goal,
yes.
Because he has two eyes, two pieces, two energies focused on the same goal.
Yeah.
And boom, he could be sharper, he could be more accurate, and he can win having the right partner. So get you a good partner, man. A good partner is worth its weight in gold.
That's the key. You find you a good one, brothers, lock in.
With my business, man, like one of my partner or with my company is a female. We work well together. My attorney is a female. One thing I really love about women is that when they believe in you, and they really believe in you, they will not let you fail.
Fact.
Yeah.
They won't let you fail. They're gonna hold you down 150 grand.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about, women. And as men, we have to give them a reason. And, I'm being straightforward.
Yes, sir.
We have to give them a reason to want to trust us and be supportive of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have to give them a reason. If we not giving them a reason to do any of this stuff, they're not gonna do it. You just gonna be another dude.
Right. Yeah. If
so
you always stopping and starting. You got to stopping and starting.
Right. Well, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100 because I deal with a lot of men, and I always when I talk to men, I always say men, are you finishers? Because one of the issues that a lot of men have, they're not finishers. They'll start something, you go through the house, projects all half done, nothing's never complete. If you want a
Right.
woman to be supportive, you got to give her something to latch on to. You got to
Absolutely.
give her some. You got to show her. You got to create a history
Right.
for her to trust you.
Right.
So I do get
Right.
that. I do get that. And that is a big dynamic. But I'm starting to see in
Right.
this day and time that we're in, it's the opposite, man. I don't. I'm. It's scary times out here, bro.
Mm.
It's man. I don't know. I don't know what it is or what's happening and it's just some crazy times, man. Because you look at it
Yeah.
like this.
One.
You I look at it like this. You find a man and you married a guy. There was something that you liked in him. There's something that you saw in him. Okay, I'll look at it this way. I call it expectations.
Mm.
Everybody has expectations, right? So I think in the end, what we got to do is if you're going to be in a relationship, you got to look at all of these traits that you're talking about and you got to set some expectations.
Right.
This is what I'm expecting of you. This is I'm expecting of you. And I think we got to set the expectations so they're not real high, crazy, right? Make them realistic. And then in the end, when we don't meet the expectations, how are we going to act? Does that make
Right.
sense?
It does. Does.
You
All
know,
right.
because that's a big problem. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Let me go. Let's push on and get some more of this video. And we're gonna talk now. They on her energy. We almost I think this is number 6 right here.
All right.
Her energy. What makes a woman unforgettable? Let's
Her
hear it.
energy. You see it surging through, and it's contagious. When you're around her, you consciously or unconsciously want to do more, to give your best. She makes you have a positive attitude, and she's the right person that lifts your spirit. 7.
All right. Her energy.
Yeah.
Fellas, talk
Yeah,
to
man.
me. How important
Yeah.
is a woman's energy to you?
Go ahead, Warder. I'm gonna let you start it off, brother.
Man, that goes into what I said earlier about a woman being powerful. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman can tear a man down just as quick as she can build him up. Straight up. So, if a woman come around, she has that great energy that, where she like it goes to everything that we just talked about. That woman, that energy is that positive side that comes that grace, that supportiveness, that everything that we do as men, that whatever we pushing out, that woman next to us, she's that energy that pushes us to go harder, that pushes us to be greater, that pushes us to be the men that we should be. Because if you got a good woman by your side, if you got a real good woman
Serious.
who does who is supportive, who is graceful, who is dependent, who just has that good energy, as a man, we gonna want to do better. We gonna want to do, because we not gonna want to fail.
Yeah.
Especially you got a good woman with you.
I think a perfect example of that, or a perfect couple, if we would want a couple, was our President Obama and Michelle. Michelle, boy, it was good for her to be in the White House.
Yeah.
That woman,
man,
she was fine. She was
man.
thick. She was educated. I mean, she had, and Barack, there was nothing that man couldn't accomplish with her.
Right.
I think he probably got to where he was because of her.
No question.
I mean,
no question.
I'm gonna keep it 100. He probably wouldn't have got to where he was if it wasn't for Michelle. So I think it was a good example for my sisters to have her in the White House. Come on now.
Yes. Absolutely.
If you want to put a person to this, or
Barack
a couple
wouldn't
to
have been
this,
Barack without her.
Oh man, Michelle was it, man. Michelle was it, and still is it.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. So this one's that was about energy, her energy, and I'm totally a believer in the power of that positive energy. I read a scripture one time that said, it's better for a man to be on a hot tin roof than to be in a house with a quarreling woman,
Phew.
with a woman that's
Man,
going off on him, like and it's true, man. A woman's energy has the ability to change a man's energy.
Well, she controls the temperature of the home,
Absolutely,
and
yeah,
absolutely.
here's why a
yeah.
lot of dudes is across
Uh,
town, because you got Sally, or you got Shaniqua across town that got that good energy.
She got that good
Co-
energy, buddy.
Listen,
My man,
yeah.
don't make
And
it
I don't.
right.
she
Hey,
know how to
I,
she know how to cook good. She know how to rub that head, and she know how to rub all the other stuff too. And it ain't like you said, it ain't right,
It
but
ain't
it
right.
that's that
is.
that negative energy is that stuff that make you when you get home, you have to sit in the car before you go in the house. You just have to sit
We've
there
been
for a
there.
minute. And I know we done all
We've
had that
we've been
moment
there.
before.
I
We
don't
done
want to
been
go
there
in this
before.
house.
You sit in the car, man, you trying to prepare yourself, right?
Hey,
Because you know something finna go down. That's that energy, man. This woman's energy comes through the door all the way to your car. You ain't even have to be in the house yet. You know,
yeah,
you can just
So,
feel
so
it.
Tiffany said men don't communicate. I
yes.
disagree. I
Hold
think
on.
men do communicate.
But,
But go
but
ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I disagree with that.
no, no, no. You know what? Know what?
Good.
But listen, you know what? I'm gonna ride with Tiffany on that,
Okay,
right?
I'm listening.
Because I'm going to agree that often men don't communicate what it is that he needs.
I disagree with that,
Right?
Troy, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Hold on.
But you did your point, and I'm gonna give you a point. But go
Yeah,
ahead, go
yeah,
ahead,
yeah,
go ahead, go ahead,
yeah.
finish it, bro.
I think that men don't often communicate what their expectations are, what their
Okay,
desires are, what their needs are. They expect her to just be like through osmosis. She's supposed to just like read your mind and figure out the things that you need. Like men have to learn to articulate what it is that we want. And
okay.
then we stand a chance in receiving what we want, but nobody's going to read your mind.
I think a lot of men are communicating, but are the ladies listening?
That's a
And
question.
are you valuing the man enough to listen? Or are you wanting to control the man and tell the man what he should be thinking and how he should be feeling? I'm just saying.
Fact.
Man,
I know a lot of brothers
I've
who
never known a
communicate.
woman that didn't question.
Go ahead, bro.
I never known a woman who didn't question the heck out you. A
That's
woman
right.
will question you consistently when you first
Come
go
on
out
now.
with them, when you
Yes.
talking to them. They will
Yes.
ask you 1,000 questions, and
Right.
you answering the questions. But sometimes either they don't believe the answer or they don't want to believe the
They don't
answer.
want to accept
And
the answer
so
a
Or
lot of times.
they
or
right,
or you are not clear enough that she doesn't have to keep asking questions, right? If you laid it out ahead of time and told her what she needed to know about your desire. This ain't about like what's happening across town and what the government doing. It's what you need, right? And so if you're not articulating that, if you're not stating what is, right?
Hmm.
And this is what I think. I think
Yeah,
there's not enough men stating what is, stating which direction we going in.
yeah,
I tell the brothers when you got a date planned, man, you should know what's happening. Like it's almost like somebody coming to your house, and you know where the living room is, you know where the bathroom is, you have already walked out how this is going to be. If you really want that woman, right, and she's
yeah,
paying attention to the fact that how articulate you are about and how much you're paying attention to the details of her coming over. So if it's just like a Netflix and chill, she could be like, okay, no, I'm not coming to that, right? Because you didn't
yeah,
put no thought into that. You didn't put no
yeah,
care into that. You didn't put like you just think I'm basic. Essentially, that's what you're saying. So
yeah.
you know,
Well, I think if a
right.
man's, I think it all boils down to maturity. I do feel that a lot of people are in relationships that really aren't qualified to be in relationships.
mm,
I find that a lot of men don't know who they are. They haven't accomplished, because men are different from women. Men like to be able to get to a certain space where they've accomplished some things, they've accomplished some goals, because that provider nature is in us, just by nature who we are. Women are a little different, but at the end of the day, I think we have to be mature, right? Because if
Yeah.
you are really if a man's really into a woman, he's gonna study her, he's gonna see what it is to make that woman happy, and he's gonna go out of his way to please that woman. Vice versa. If the
Yeah.
woman's really into the man, she's gonna be listening to him.
Mhm.
He's gonna communicate to her,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
she's gonna listen.
Mhm.
But if she's not into the man, and she's not mature, and she's selfish, she's not gonna be hearing, or it's not gonna be what she wants to hear.
Absolutely.
And then we're gonna have a breakdown in communication. So I think in the end, it all boils down to maturity. Folks that are in relationship, you have to grow
Right.
up and you have to be mature to be able to share your life with a person and to be in a relationship. And I believe I would probably say 80% of the relationships, folks, that's men and women, aren't mature.
Fact.
Not mature at
Fact.
all.
Fact.
I,
Let's,
I
let's, let's,
believe I believe
oh,
communication is definitely a major part.
Hmm.
mhm.
I'll let him go on and run that. Go ahead.
All right. Let's get to the seventh one, and then we're going to
7.
rock from there.
Insightful. She
Insightful.
isn't just a
Mm.
decorated face or one with a superb figure. She may not even have those. But her brains can't help but draw people's attention to her. She thinks, she reasons, and speaks with confidence. Words with worth like gold. And she isn't shy about saying her thoughts. People always remember her for her intelligent contributions.
So, what's your opinion about
Mm.
All right.
Like it.
What's your opinion on this? Insightful.
A lot of what we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Yeah.
when I think about that word insightful, the first thing I think about is sight.
Yeah.
Insightful.
Mhm.
Full of insight.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And,
She's
and
wise.
a woman that is unforgettable is a
Mhm.
woman that like you don't have to tell her every little thing to do. Like she can see what needs to be done. You know,
Yeah.
I had the conversation, you guys, about we were talking about this high value sort of thing,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
What does a high value man look for? And
Come
I'm not
on
talking
now.
about necessarily this guy's got to make six figures and all of that. Not all of that, right? I'm talking about a man who is valued highly.
That's right.
Okay, right? I totally believe that he's that guy is looking for someone who can add value to his life,
Come on.
right?
Right.
I use the analogy of him wanting to be the cupcake maker, right?
Come on.
He wants to get in the cupcake business.
Yeah.
A woman who
Right.
knows, because look, you guys can follow me on this.
Go ahead.
It is my belief that
Mhm.
there are no single men who don't have any women in their lives,
Oh yeah. Come on.
right?
Definitely.
I'm not talking about I'm talking about in their lives. I call them helicopter women.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I'm not saying he's sleeping with them all,
Yeah.
right? But
Mhm.
they somewhere hanging around in the atmosphere and they
I'm not
circling.
sleeping with them all.
Yeah. He might be plucking a few here and there, right? But there are no single men, very, very few single men who don't have any women floating around in their life, right? And so what makes him choose any one of them over the others? And I totally believe it's the woman who knows how to add value to his life.
That's
Right?
right.
Cupcake
I
maker,
agree.
he want to be the cupcake maker. She said he hear, oh, he want to be the cupcake maker. Oh, hey, I was downtown, happened to just be downtown, and I saw there's a building downtown that's got this place. I think that would be really perfect for you as a cupcake. I don't want to be in your business or nothing like that. I'm not trying to, but I happen to see it, and I couldn't wait to tell you about it. I think it would be perfect for you, right?
Listen. That insightful is real.
Insightful.
Insightful is real because I'm gonna be honest with you. Most men count the cost.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's
Yeah.
gonna cost. It's gonna cost us one way to be in a
cost.
relationship.
Yes, sir.
So at the end of the day,
Right.
you got to look at the cost versus how is this an asset or is this going to cost me? Because eventually it's going to cost
Right.
us, fellas.
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
you want somebody who's definitely insightful, who's going to bring value, because we count the cost
Right.
to be in a relationship. So women, especially if you're a woman, you got a single single mom, you have kids. Listen, there's a cost for everything. And if it's a man who is a man of value, he got good credit. This is what they all talk about. I want a man with good credit, job, got his own house and all that. Well, he didn't get all that without counting the cost.
Fact.
It cost us to get all this stuff, right? So we're gonna be in a relationship.
We'll invest.
There you go. Talk about it, brother. Jump
We'll
in.
invest in whatever is valuable.
Come on.
We'll invest in whatever is valuable.
Come
you
on.
know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. If we feel like
Yes.
this woman is valuable enough, she's gonna
We're
have
gonna
that
invest.
fat diamond ring. That for engagement, we're gonna make sure she happy. When she walk out that door, she gonna have that ring that's gonna bling, and everybody's because she know, she don't want to put her hand up and people be like, I can barely see that. She
Yeah.
wants something that's gonna bling when she walk in the room.
Right.
A man is
Right.
going to invest in that woman if she feels
Come on.
it's just like we'll put rims on a car or put a
Mhm.
sound system in the car.
Mhm.
We will invest in that woman. We're gonna make sure she get her hair done, toes done, everything. Because
Right.
that woman is valuable. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna want to have to worry about nothing. Oh, you get your hair and toes in there. Okay, that's part of the account.
Yeah.
Period. That's part of the bill.
That's part.
You
I
gonna
call it.
make
That's
sure
part of
that get
expenses.
done.
That's part of the
Exactly.
expenses.
Exactly. So
I
a
don't know
woman
no
of
man that
value,
won't.
no,
Yeah.
especially when he like her to look good all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying a woman I'm not saying a woman has to wake up and put makeup on and all that
No,
kind
no,
of
no.
stuff. A woman
Mhm.
can have grace just walking through the house, and it's
Mhm.
just her and
Mhm.
Yeah.
you sitting in the house. You know,
Fact. Fact.
and you
Fact.
just see the value in her from just that. It's the value in the way she talks, the value in the way she moves, value in the way she does everything she does.
Yeah.
You know,
So
so when you
check
have a
this.
woman that's that valuable,
Uh-huh.
man, that's priceless. That's
Yes, it
priceless.
is.
There ain't no amount of money gonna stop you from
Well, you're
putting
not gonna.
money into
If you
that.
have a woman that's insightful and have all those qualities, you're not gonna be out there cheating. You're gonna be
Mm.
committed
No,
because you got a
Mm.
lot to lose. You gonna realize what I
no.
got at home. You ain't worth it. I'm
Hey,
not gonna lose. Listen, you're not. You're gonna value what you have, and I think that's what
You
ladies got to
started
realize.
something there, boy.
hey,
Barack wasn't. You didn't hear no controversy about Barack. You didn't hear. Come on now, he would have never been the president if he would have. You
You
couldn't
didn't.
find nothing on him. Michelle, you ain't cheating on no Michelle,
Barack,
right,
hey,
Cat?
hey,
Huh?
Hey,
wait,
Trump was
wait a minute, hold
everything they thought Barack was gonna be.
up.
Oh,
She
she
said
said
that's
ain't
not
true.
true.
What's not true? I don't
Hey,
know.
well, we'll come back there. But
If-
listen. My girl Deech, she's on the Facebook. She said even though the video focused on what she is giving to the relationship with no responsibility placed on the masculine, she felt like it's all placed on the masculine. But I disagree, right? But I want to hear from you guys, like
Yeah, I do
really
too.
on this, like where do you think men really do take the responsibility of these situations? Like, let's just pick one from the seven. A woman's energy, right? Now, given that we ran it down this way because that's the title of the show, right? What makes a woman? We didn't ask what makes a man
Right,
unforgettable. The title
yeah,
of the show
right,
is what makes
there
a
we
woman
go.
unforgettable, right?
Go ahead.
Right. So
right.
let's ask the question. Let's put it out there though.
All
So,
right.
where do men fall in responsibility to, let's say, a woman's energy, right? What responsibility? Because there's some men who are watching as well, right? So, what responsibility does a man have to a woman's energy to kind of help shape that? What do you
Well,
think?
a man definitely wants to
Well,
be
number
gentle.
one,
Oh, go ahead. Mhm. Go ahead, Wardell.
oh, I was just gonna say, number one, our energy has to match. You know what I'm saying? It can't be her energy is one way and my energy is something totally different. We have to match energies. That in itself can end a relationship.
Hmm.
Because if I'm if because men are there's plenty of broken men. who can't give a woman the energy that she should have. And she could be the most positive, most loving, most, giving person that she could possibly be. But if that man's energy don't match with hers, it's a pointless relationship. So just the same way as a woman needs times to heal, a man needs to go heal as well. And he needs to know what his purpose is, and that he needs to heal from whatever pain he went through in the past. Healing is a major part. When people go through relationships, men get heartbroken, women get heartbroken. It's not just set in stone with women. Men get heartbroken as well. And sometimes it's harder for us to get through stuff harder than it is for some women, depending on how much a man loves. Because when a man likes and love a woman,
Mm.
that's a deep thing for a man.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
a
Absolutely.
really deep thing for a man.
Absolutely, and that's the reason why.
I feel like it's harder for a man to reach that point.
Fact, and that's the reason why when things fall apart, men fall apart even more,
Yeah.
Right,
even
right,
harder, because
right.
of that fact. You know.
That's
Nah.
why I said earlier, a woman can destroy a man easy. Because if that man is truly in love with that woman, and she just completely dumps on him, it's going to destroy him easy.
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
I definitely, it's always going to fall back to maturity. We want to talk ideal. We don't want to talk craziness. So if you're
Right.
in an ideal situation, you're in an ideal relationship, you want to be with a man that's mature enough that he's going to realize that if I've won your heart, I'm going to want to love you, be gentle with you, be kind, be
Hmm.
tender to you, right? But here's the thing: that's a responsibility of the man. Um, but the women have to make sure that they want to receive that, right? They they want to receive that shit. Because women hard, man. They can be hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Um,
And you know what, Barb?
Go
Stop
ahead.
right there, though. Time out,
All right, all
right?
right. Go ahead,
Because
Doc.
I know you not watching you not watching the Facebook comments,
Go ahead.
right? But wait, when we get off, I want you to go through these comments, right?
All right,
They,
cool.
look, some of them cannot take your straightforwardness and what you're saying and the way that you're saying it, and you're a really bad guy in some of their eyes because of your perspective, right?
And that's why a lot of them are single.
Mm,
They don't want to hear that.
you don't
And
want
I
to hear.
tell I love my sisters, man. But at the end of the day, you got a whole bunch of churches full of single women. You got a whole bunch of girls' nights turning it up. You
Yeah.
got a lot of women with they got their little dogs at home and their cats and their girlfriends. So at the end of the day, we're talking about what men like and what we're looking for, right?
Absolutely,
It's what we're looking
absolutely.
for. We're the men,
Right.
right?
Hey, look at this one. Look at this.
Oh, Tiffany. Hey, I love you, Tiffany.
He's really before, but I can respect the directness.
And that's what
Oh
happens.
my
That's what happens a
God.
lot of times. You know why that is too? I hear, and men are responsible to a certain degree from that. You got a lot of society. I remember I grew up. I'm old school. I'm 50 years old. I know I don't look like it. I grew up and there was no fathers around.
Hmm.
Let's just keep it 100. There was no fathers around, man. I remember I grew up, man. Probably half my homeboys didn't have no dads. So we
Hmm.
grow up into a society where there's no men. We grow up in a society where women are angry at the men. We
Hmm.
grew up in a society where grandma was mad, so mama's mad, right? Then we go up in a society where women don't know how to interact with a man. They don't know how to value a man. They don't know how to be loved by a man because the dad wasn't around, right? And then you got a society where you got men who
Hmm.
grew up with just women who are too feminine, who aren't a man. I call them males because I'm hard on brothers. Don't want to work, crying, they're emotional. So that's why we have a breakdown what we have now because of it all. When it's all said and done, all falls on us as men.
Mm.
It all falls on us as men,
Yeah.
right? So that's why a
Yeah.
lot of times women are saying,
Yeah.
oh, they're too direct. I don't want to hear that. He's been hurt, because men are different from women. Women are loving and nurturing. Men are like, come on now, we're the disciplinaries. We whip you into shape. We kind of balance the woman.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Mhm,
I mean, do y'all
mhm.
agree with what I'm saying here?
I agree. I
Plus,
agree.
I'm a military man too. I spent 9 years in the military. I'm a business owner. You don't got time for no games, and you're not going to get to where you want to go being passive and being. You got to be truthful.
Right.
Yeah. But and you know what? What I love about it is that there is someone for
Oh, absolutely.
everyone,
There
right?
is somebody for everybody.
There is, because there's somebody who loves that directness. They love that
Yeah.
the discipline of a military guy, and
Well,
like
you know what,
all of
Troy?
that.
There's two type of men now. There's an alpha. There's a beta. I'm straight up an alpha man.
Hmm.
But I don't know no alpha man that don't love it. If you get an alpha man who's confident and loves this woman, he'll give you everything you want,
Hmm.
right?
Fact.
There ain't
Yeah.
nothing that woman.
Yeah.
She'll drive the best. She'll live in the best. Either she making her own money. That man's gonna do whatever he have to do to make sure that they're doing that. You're living the way you want to live. They're accomplishing their goals. But a lot of women, they got to decide: do you want a man, or do you want a beta man?
Yeah.
That's another
Yeah.
show and another topic.
It certainly is. It is.
Do you want a man? Do you
So
want a
look,
man, or do you want a beta? And that's what you got to boil down to. And whatever you choose, I respect that. But I
fact.
know a lot of men who are men, and a real man is a man who knows that he's a man. Ain't got no problem. He's unapologetic, but he loves his woman,
Yeah.
right? He
Absolutely.
will honor his woman. He won't cheat on
Right.
his wife. You
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying? He's
Mhm.
locked in. That's the kind of man you want. He's
Yes.
disciplined with his emotion. He's
Right.
disciplined with, let me be real with you. He's disciplined with his body parts.
Mm.
He has penis control.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it 100.
Mm-hmm.
A man,
Yeah.
an alpha. Listen, baby, I got what you got. My woman got it at home. That's the man you want to be with, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't
Right.
want no weak dude
Right.
that you can control, that you can manipulate. That ain't the man. And to be truthful, most women don't want that man when it's all said and done.
Right. Absolutely.
I've said that before.
They don't want that man.
Yep, I've said that before.
They
They
gonna
want
run
the
all.
big
They
guy.
don't want that man.
Look,
But I love you, Tiffany. You my girl, boo. And I love my sisters, man. I'm with a sister now. Listen, I'm when yes, I've been
so
divorced, and a lot of my homeboys was
wait a minute.
like, "You need
Wait
to
a
go to
minute.
the other side." I'm like,
No,
I ain't going with no white woman.
look.
I'm
All
not
right.
gonna give up on sisters.
Hold on, Marvin. So one of the questions I asked, and I
Talk to
want
me.
to, and I want y'all to stay with us on this.
Come on now.
Why did you choose? Because you recently chose
Yes, I did.
one over many. There were
Over
many
many.
options. What was it about that one woman that you chose over
There
all the
was
others?
there
Share
were
it.
so many, but one reason why I chose this one, she reminded me of my mom to a degree.
Mhm.
My mom was a strong sister who, raised four of us, my brother, my two sisters. She didn't have a man to do it, owned homes, was treated wrong by men. But my mom was the type of woman that she didn't get what she got like laying on her back.
Mhm.
Can I keep it 100? She
Talk.
wasn't down behind my dad, getting no child support. She didn't get no child support,
Mhm.
right? So this woman reminded me a lot to the degree my sons was like, man, she reminded me of Nana. But she's a strong woman. She's educated, got 3 master's degrees, loved God, raised her 2 sons, raised kids. Here's another thing. Her kids love her and value her. A lot of times I look at that woman, how you are with your kids. Can your kids stand you? If your kids can't stand you, then I'm not going to want to be around you.
Yeah. You got that right, bro.
Come on now.
You
Get
hit the
along with
nail
her
on the head
daughters.
with
Her
that one.
daughters love her. How many women daughters can't stand them, right? But educated, she's beautiful, loves God. Because she's in the ministry woman, chaplain by profession, 3 master's degree, and the humblest woman. You wouldn't even know she had it. She says, "Listen, I got this because I did this because this is what I was called to do. I wouldn't have done it." And a hustler. You hear what I'm saying? A hustler, Calvin.
I hear you.
She's a hustler. She gets some money. That's another thing. You want somebody who's gonna get that money. But what I love about her the most is that she don't be spending all the money. Don't be
Yeah.
spending all the money. She ain't into all that
Right.
Louis
Right.
Vuitton,
Right.
all that good. She be like, these girls are crazy, right?
Yeah.
She. I'm keeping it 100, but beautiful, loves God. But the one thing I love the most about her too is that she's humble and she values me and honors me. She don't need me. She could do her own thing, but she's like, listen, I could do business with you. We could travel the world together. We having a great time, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Having a great time, acting like we in our 20s and our 30s. We going to the concert Thursday night to see Tank. Who we going to see? Tank, Drew Hill, SWV down in Philly.
Yo, they be wildin', boy. They be
Every other
wildin'.
weekend goes. But listen, at the end of the day, because let me tell you something, brother. When you a man that you accomplish, you know what you want. You could have the pick of the litter.
Yes,
I'm just gonna be honest with you. But you don't want to play no games. You don't want to be with nobody who wants to just be in your house, drive your cars. You want a woman who don't need you but needs you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, you guys. Let's get. It took me a minute to get the call-ins thing straight, but we got
Go
it
ahead.
going. So
you have some call-ins. They're gonna be tearing
y'all
me
want to
up,
go
man.
ahead and call in.
Man, listen.
712-451-1223.
They're gonna be tearing me up.
Access number 909-796 is the access number. We got it ready for you. And if you want to go ahead and call in, and look, y'all saying all that stuff.
Good,
on
man.
Facebook.
Listen, I love my sisters. I love them.
Yeah.
And my boo is a sister too. She's older than me too, though, by a couple of years. I tell her I'm her tenderoni.
That sounds good. Sounds good.
You hear what I'm saying, Calvin?
All right. Look. We got one. Tiffany.
All right. Tiffany on the line.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get her right. Let me get her right. Tiffany, are you with us?
I am with you.
Hold on one second.
What's up, boo? Turn it up. We want to hear Tiffany.
Yeah. I want to make sure she's up. I want to make sure she's good and
she look cute
and coming through. I'm checking it. I'm checking the line. I'm checking the line.
Check it out.
Tiffany is one of my closest friends.
Can you hear me, Tiffany?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, can y'all hear? Y'all hear Tiffany?
Yeah, we can hear. Go ahead, Tiff. What's up?
Go ahead with your question,
Tiffany. First, I want to say, great show. I stayed up, and Wardell is one of my good friends, but I stayed up, and at first I was like, oh, here we go, another female bashing show. But no, it's been really good. Now, my brother Marvin.
Yes, ma'am.
Here they go.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I truly can respect the directness.
Yes.
And I can tell that you are a man who will communicate.
Yes.
But there's a million of them out there that are not like you. You are truly an anomaly. But
I am.
It took you going through some things, finding out who you are and who you really wanted and what you really needed as a man before you got to that level of maturity. Using your words.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that and everybody keeps generalizing. Every woman is not this ratchet chick or gold digger or doesn't bring something to the plate. You want a partner, you say, but a partner is 50-50. But then you want a woman to have humility, to have grace, to have all these other things. What are you bringing to the table? What are you giving that woman to ensure that she can trust you enough to give you the best of her? Because I know many women who are independent.
Tiffany, you do.
And bring home the bacon fried up in a pan and have humility, have grace, give you the best energy, and you still choose some other chick. So what I'm asking is, what did it take for you to get to the level you're at? And how can you help to educate some other men to get to that level, to understand who they are, to bring them up to that next level?
All right, Tiffany, let him
about the accountability on both sides.
All right, Tiffany, let him answer. Let him answer the question.
I love my sister Tiffany.
Go ahead, give her that answer, Brother Mar.
Well, one of the key things is you got to find a man with character. And character, I'm a man of faith, so character is only going to be developed through a man's beliefs. So if you get a man that has character, that's what you're going to want to look for. And a character, how do you define character? How do you see character? Character, you got to see that thing, right? You got to watch that dude. You got to watch how he acts, how he conducts himself. Because at the end of the day, a man can show you what he wants to show you for a certain amount of time, right? But you gotta watch. You gotta watch that man. You gotta see how he conducts himself. Spend some time, getting to know him. See how he is when he gets upset. See how he is when he has disappointments. Um, um, that you just got to watch people. Like, for instance, I'll give you my example. I came out of, I've been single for over 2 years, about 2.5 years, and went through a divorce. It wasn't by my choice. This is what she wanted. So, okay, good. So I spent 2 years by myself. And when I just decided, okay, I think I want to get out here and meet me somebody, the particular lady that I'm seeing, I watched her for 8 months on social media, just watched her life. I watch how she conducted herself. I watch what she was posting on there. So ladies, men are watching. What are you posting on your pages?
Yeah.
How you conducting yourself? How you looking? Right? And one of the reasons why I really reached out to her, because like I said, she's a chaplain. That's her profession. It's 2 of our major hospitals in the area. She was declining a position to be associate pastor. I said, ooh, that's character. Because that's something you don't normally see. Most of the time you see folks trying to get a position and they want titles. I said, okay, this woman don't want titles. I like that. And then I looked her up. I seen, okay, she's a widow. She hasn't been divorced. A lot of times, if you're going to be picking somebody, women too, look at why you get a divorce. And when I was dating, I dated women, oh, I just outgrew him. Or he didn't make me happy. Well, you ain't the one for me, because if you feel like you're going to outgrow me or you ain't happy with me, you're going to leave me. Right?
Right.
So these are things you got to look at. When it's all said and done, you got to look at the character. Character is the key for me. And a lot of times, ladies, if you're looking for a man, you got to look at a man with character. Does he have substance? Right? And character is, if I made a decision that you're my woman, I'm not going to cheat on you. I'm going to be faithful to you. A man with character and substance is not going to cheat on his woman. Because he know, right? Does that make sense?
Tiffany, so did you, how do you feel about that answer?
I mean, I can agree with most of it. I can.
And those men out there exist.
But
they exist out there.
That's true.
But you got to say to yourself,
I don't generalize.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. So it's a hesitation.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that we hit the nail on the head with these 7 traits? What do you think about the 7 traits that we talked about, and or just any one of those that stood out to you if you were giving advice to women as to like how to stand out in a man's mind? Like I'm even open to hearing your thoughts on it. So or maybe there's something that was missing that you find that could really help some ladies out. What's your thoughts? Ladies or men,
actually,
really?
Energy stood out to me because I'm huge on energy. I do, I believe in the crystals and the energy, and they were part of the earth and the atmosphere and things of that nature. Not so far right or left that I'm crazy, with it. I'm not walking around with a third eye on my forehead. However, your energy, everything you talked about as far as grace and all of that, that's in your energy. When you walk in the room, and a lot of people say this, and Wardell can attest this, when I walk in the room, my energy is strong. And immediately people flock to me because of my energy. I'm a positive person. I walk in, I'm pretty much happy most of the time. Mm-hmm. And even when I'm not, you only know it from my energy, not from the frown on my face. It'll be a smile on my face, but my energy is what draws you to me or repels you from me. So it's all about a woman's energy too, because my grandmother used to go through hell and high water, but her energy was so good. No one ever knew. She controlled her energy, and you still looked at her as a loving, beautiful person she was. And so I love that trait about her, and that's what I try to portray in my own self. No matter what I'm going through, my energy has to be high because I know how strong it is. I know the power of my being and, what I possess. So that one stood out to me mostly, but all seven are true. You want to find, because it's both men and women, people who have good energy, humility. I can't remember all of them, but everything in that you want your partner to have, period. But as a man and a woman, and I'm spiritual, I don't believe in religion because religion tries to control you. But spiritually, we were born, or we are existing to be together. I do believe we're here to help. And if you're walking towards the edge of the mountain, I should say, hey, babe, you see the edge of the mountain? And he says, yeah, babe, I see it. And if I believe and have that passion for him and believe in him, then I know he's not going to lead me off the mountain. He sees a ramp or a bridge that I don't see. So I'm going to follow him. Well, and I'm behind him. So in case he goes, oh, no, I was wrong, I can stop. but I do believe in following and let a man be a man. So
I like Tiffany. I think Tiffany's a sweet woman.
Yeah.
Tiffany, are you seeing somebody? Are you in a relationship? I'm sorry, Kelvin.
That's a long story there.
That's a long story there.
Because I was gonna say if she's not, why? She seems like she's a very sweet woman.
What? Well, Tiffany. Well, I appreciate you giving the show a call.
My bad, Kelvin. I don't want to take it. I like Tiffany. She's a sweet woman.
Well, slide in her inbox.
No, not like that.
Y'all take care of that on the sideline.
No. All right, Tiffany. Nice meeting you.
Great relationships. No, that's great. And believe me, look, Coach, when you have another show, let me be on that panel.
All right. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Thank you so much, Tiffany. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care, Tiffany. Well, she seems like a pleasant woman.
Yes.
I want to know if she's single. Why? And
No, that's not what we doing. You don't need to know all that.
I don't need to know all that.
You don't need to know all that. That's for a different show.
Okay, my bad. I like to get all personal and stuff. That's how I am, Troy. I mean, we like to have fun.
Yes. Shanae said this conversation was so helpful, and thank you. Yes, thank you so much for coming through and sharing your thoughts on. Yeah.
I thought she was gonna get on here and tear me up, Calvin.
Yeah. She was good.
She can do that too. She can do that.
I believe it. So I'm getting my. All right, let me do this. Okay. Here we go. All right. Here we go. All right. So you fellas. So as we wind the show down,
yes, sir.
give us a couple of things to go by, something to take with us and on this topic right here, something that stood out in your mind and something that maybe somebody can chew on of what makes a woman unforgettable, and maybe a woman who doesn't think that she can be unforgettable. Give her a couple of thoughts as to how she can make that happen, just as she is.
I think a woman should definitely be a friend. That's so important to me. I like a person that you can feed off of. If you have ideas or whatnot, if you have different, you can challenge each other. If you have, she's the type of person, if you say something and she can see that go in a different direction, she could be like, have you considered this? They give you a whole different perspective of whatever it is that you're thinking about. A good friend is a person who doesn't want you to fail, who never want to see you down, who never want to see you, go off the cliff like Tiffany was saying earlier. That friend is going to be there for you and hold you down. So I think as a woman, be a man's, right hand person. Be his friend, his confidant. That person he can go to whenever his day is dim. Because as men, we go through a lot on a daily basis. When it goes through work, compared from work, and I know women do too, but as men, we have a lot to think about, especially if we have a family. We got to think about the kids. We got to think about your body, think about your home, because we got to make sure everybody has a safe, comfortable home to stay in, or a roof over the head. We thinking about, we have a million responsibilities as a man,
Mhm.
and as a man, men need to, step their game up and make sure that they're in a position where that woman is gonna want to be submissive to him. Because we didn't really talk about submissiveness, but
That's a
Mm.
dirty
that
word.
woman, you know, that woman would that woman will submit to you, and a man will submit to a woman.
Mm.
When
Yeah.
that woman is being the woman, is being the honorable woman to him, he'll
Mhm.
submit to her.
Mhm.
And when that man feel respected, when he feels honored, when he feels like that woman got his back, he will 100% submit to that woman. And as a man, we need to have that protection. We need to provide assurance with a woman. We need to provide a way for a woman to feel like, if she falls, or if anything goes wrong in her world, that man is going to be there for her. That man is going to lift her up. That man is going to provide and be the man that he needs to be for her. So both people have a purpose, and if in order for a relationship to work, to truly be the relationship that you desire for it to be, both of you have to be on the same page. Your energies have to match
Yes.
100%.
Agree. Hey,
That's
hey,
no,
That's
fellas.
just my
Hey, hey,
opinion.
hey, hey, fellas. Before we got another one on the line.
okay.
We got my girl Steph on the line, and I wanna definitely tap in with her. All right, Steph. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I got you in the house. All right, go ahead again.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I got you. What's going on? My girl
Yes.
Steph is in the building. What's happening?
Hey, KTJ. This is a great show. Great show. I love your panel.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming
Oh,
through.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I got you. So, what's your
Okay.
what's your thoughts on something that you heard?
I just have, well, you know what? I agree with everything I heard. And the only reason why I could agree with it is because I've been really doing some work. And, of course, I speak with you too,
Yes,
which you
yes.
are a great resource for us ladies. But you know what? I think that why some of us kind of found it hard to digest is, well, okay, I'll just speak for myself. It's because I have been doing the, work on myself. But a lot of us Black women, we were raised in our masculine energy because of the absent fathers, or, as in my case, I have a history of a lot of men having substance abuse problems, and, as I was growing up. So I really didn't have a positive. I mean, they did the best they could, but I really didn't have that alpha male role model. But my mother raised myself and my sisters to be independent and basically masculine energy. And so now what I've had to do is start unlearning that masculine energy, put that, use it at work. But when it comes to the relationship with a man, to operate in my feminine. And I think that Caucasian, I don't know because I'm not Caucasian, of course, but I think Caucasian women are raised in that's developed and nurtured within them.
That's
So
right.
for us Black women to hear the truth, it's kind of hard to hear, but
hmm
just listening to it, it just points to the fact that you know you hear it and learn from spit out the bones and chew the meat and see
hmm
and seek some help with people such as yourself,
Hmm.
KTJ. to start learning some of these things and learning how to operate in the feminine energy because, quite frankly, a lot of us just weren't taught to do it.
That's right.
Fact.
That's right.
Fact.
Think about it. What other culture?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be 100. I agree with my sister. I don't know. No, Indians don't do it. Chinese don't do it. Whites. Only one culture of women. You hear this? I don't need no man. I could do it by myself, and that's the sisters. I heard it all my life. But you don't hear the white women. You don't hear the Indians. You don't hear other nationalities do that. And I agree with my sister 100%.
Yeah, and to her point, women, black women have had to, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't because they didn't want to, because I don't know anybody who does not want help. Let's be honest.
You're right.
Who do you know does not want help? I don't know anybody that doesn't want a partner who can help shoulder the load, right?
Yeah.
But if there is no one there who will shoulder the load, who will be a true partner, and then a male leader, right?
That's important.
Then she got to be like, all right, watch out, because we ain't going under. Like, women ain't going under because
definitely.
Look, because they got these kids behind them, and they're gonna make it through for no other reason, because they need these babies to be to come through and to be successful. So look, I understand it on both ends, and so this is why we have this need for these conversations, right? Listen to this. This is the only way things change.
Yeah, and they have to change because we're losing. Our community is losing. I mean,
conversations, these conversations,
we got to do better.
These thoughts, these points. See, when you heard from Stephanie just now, right? You heard a new perspective from someone who looks like you, right?
Absolutely.
Who comes from a certain kind of background, who now is in a different position and can bring a different message about what's happening. So
definitely.
And so this is how we learn. We learn and we grow through our conversation about our experiences, and don't take it so personal. Right?
I like the fact that we didn't have that tonight. I like the fact that you had some mature listeners who could say, you know what, I like that, but I don't like that, but I like that. And we could have a dialogue, because in the end, I think we're all better as a result of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We got to do better as a community, man. I'm tired of us losing. I'm compassionate about this thing. We are losing. And when we as black folks get divorced and we separate, it hurts us harder.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Right.
We're already behind the 8 ball. And my heart and my compassion is for us to come together. If we're going to come together, let's build together and stay together. And that's my heart. That's my compassion. Because every time we take a divorce or separation, we're losing.
Yeah, man. It definitely affects us.
Yeah, everything is conditional. You know, people get into relationships for certain reasons, but not the right reasons. People get married for certain reasons, not the right reasons. People get married with already an escape plan. You know what I mean? They already ready. I hear women say
they shouldn't be getting married.
They get married. And I agree. They shouldn't get married, but they do anyway. And then they put all these stipulations in place in case they do something wrong.
Just in case.
So in their mind, they already preparing for the negative.
Yeah, you shouldn't do it.
But if you go into but if you go into any situation you be in and you say, you know what, I am going to ride with this woman till the brakes fall off. If you tell each other that, we in this to the end, and you constantly say that, and you embed that in your brain, then whatever happens along the way, you'll get through it.
Yeah, man.
Well said.
Yeah, because I want us to win, man.
Hey, and you know what? I haven't really said it, but look, the donate button is going by, right? Right? I need y'all to donate. Look, we try to grow a show.
Rolling. Yeah.
And we got the Cash App right there. Cash App, $ Kelvin Troy Johnson. Drop some coins over there for us. Look, all of this technology and all of this stuff costs. ain't none of it free, right? So I need y'all to come through and help keep this thing going. So Stephanie, I sure appreciate you coming through and
I want to
dropping the
encourage all the sisters that are doing the work, like the Stephanies and the Tiffanies that are doing the
yes,
work, to just keep doing it. And there's a good scripture that he who finds a wife finds
yeah,
a good thing. I believe
amen,
it works.
Yeah,
I
yes
believe it
sir,
works.
yeah.
So just keep
works.
doing what you got to do,
That's my
and
thing, man.
he gonna see you.
I think those are explosions. I'm not sure.
I want a good wife, man. That's what I
Come on
want.
now, he gonna
Right?
see you,
Yes sir, yes
and he's
sir.
Yeah.
watching. I believe a lot of women. I believe a lot of women and men are watching. What are they
Yeah.
seeing?
All right, all
Vice
right.
versa, women are looking. What are you showing them?
Yes sir. Um, brother Mar,
Yes, sir.
tell the folks how they can follow you, how they can connect with you if they like what you had to say. And trust me, there's some people that didn't like it, and there's some people that really liked it. Right. So give them all kind of directions on how to follow you
Well,
and
you can hit
connect
me
with you.
up. I'm on Facebook. You can inbox me. Uh, you know, you can email me. It's Marvin D as in David Byers, BYRS at gmail.com. We'll be happy to come on and dialogue. I do sing, I do teach. So there's a lot of different things that I can do as well. So yeah, just hit me up. But in the end, my goal is for us. I believe in black love, and I believe that we can make it.
All right, all right, brother Wardell. How can they follow you?
You can follow me under official Wardell Richardson, Wardell. And Wardell Richardson on all my platforms. I'm also a radio show host. Troy has been on my show twice.
Yes, I have.
I have my show is based around the entertainment industry, TV, film, songs, but I also every now and then do a show on relationships, and that's when I call Troy to come in because for whatever reason, when you're talking about relationships, people listen, people ears perk up,
Yes, they do.
and us as black people, like what Marvin was saying, us as black people, man, we really need to go back to the old way of doing things. And I say that because back in the day, my grandma, your grandma, your granddaddy, them, they was married for years. They was married
Yeah,
for
man.
30, 40 years.
Hmm.
And we've gotten out of that. Now is we get married for certain reasons,
Yeah.
but not the right reasons, which is what I was talking about. So, I've always been old school, um, I love the old school way of doing things, and I think that we need to get back to the root of what it is to really be in a solid relationship, what it means to be a man. Because a
Yeah.
lot of men don't even know what it means to be a man. They
That's
Facts.
right.
weren't raised to understand what a man's job is supposed to be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And
Well,
and the same with some women, some women they were put in a position where they weren't able to be nurturing. They had to be the man, and that's why they start being independently, and being, in a position of being the head of the household when that's not really what they want to do. And I've had women say that to me before. I don't want to be the man of the house.
mhm.
I want a man to be the man of the house.
Facts.
But I've always had to be the man of the house.
Hmm.
They have kids and that man disappears, and don't be the father that he should be. Now she got to be the man and the woman,
Hmm.
and she got to hold that whole thing. And so for a lot of people, we have first of all we have to understand who we are as a person and understand what our needs are, and then find someone whose energy matches ours.
Yeah.
Once we can do that, we'll have a successful relationship, we'll have a successful friendship, and it'll grow. So with that being said, also, you can go on my radio um, station, WCGTalkRadio.com, and find me under WCG Wood, the Hollywood of the South, and you know under Wardell Richardson. So you put me in anywhere, I'll pop up. Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you'll find me.
Good stuff, good brother. Good stuff. One of the reasons I started bringing the brothers on, because I do these shows, right? And people believe that it's kind of only coming from one guy. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important for not only for women to understand how men think when it comes to dating, relationships, and love, but I think it's important for guys to know how guys think. How it's important for guys to know how men should think.
Yeah.
And also to let some man know that you don't have to be like the things that you've seen.
Yeah.
Right. If you grew up around all gangsters and dope dealers and all of that sort of thing, you can know that. Listen, we got a Hollywood, we got an actor on here.
Yeah.
Create his own projects, doing his own things. Right. We go now. You guys, before you get to see him before he wins an Oscar, before he's on stage on the red carpet doing his thing, getting his award, right?
Yes, sir.
Listen, let me tell you something. Look, y'all laughing, but I'm not, right? You know why? Because everybody that got one once was in that same place.
That's right.
Building, growing, and grinding, and boom, now they're accepting the award, right? Same thing for me, right? There's a few talk relationship speakers out here, right? I'm not worried about what they do.
Yep, you got your lane.
I got my lane, and I'm doing what I do. So I'm bringing the men on to have these conversations about dating, about emotions, about feelings, about like what they're attracted to, why they're attracted, who they're attracted to, all of that. We go into the science of this thing. Of attraction and love, and we're gonna see if we can make a difference, you guys. So
that's it.
Yes. So look, if you guys want to work with me, I have a love assessment on Instagram. In my bio on Instagram, click the button on there, and it will take you to the love assessment. If you want a session, I shouldn't even maybe put this on here. On YouTube, but if you're interested in a session, you can jump in my email, and you can check out the email lovecoachatlanta@gmail.com. You can get yourself a session with me, one-on-one session. I'll see what we could do to help you get there. Of course, my sessions are not free. There is a fee, but your life will be better when you can add love to it. Pure and simple, you guys. So jump in the inbox. You can send me a message right now on email. Let me know that you want a love coach session one-on-one, and we will work with you. So as well, findingtheone.club is the mini course. It gets you started. That is free. It's a free mini course, and you can get that at findingtheone.club. So all right, gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys being here.
Pleasure meeting you, Wardell. Look forward to working with you again in the future, my brother.
You too, man.
Look, you guys, everybody follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me at Love Coach Atlanta at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, as well as Kelvin Troy Johnson everywhere. So till next time, peace.
All right.
Peace
out.
Bye.